Are you going on a cruise and wondering if you just might be bored on cruise ship sea days? Well, not to worry, there's actually tons to do, whether you prefer really active type activities or something more relaxing. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, personally, I really love sea days, but it wasn't always this way. When we booked our first cruise, my worry, my concern, and especially my husband's concern was whether we might be bored on a cruise ship. Was there enough to do? Were there enough activities? Would we just be laying around all the time? Not that that's a bad thing, but those were genuinely our concerns. So what I'm going to do in this video is actually talk with you about the things there are to do, because there's such a wide variety that sometimes they're not really obvious. And I'm even going to tell you a few unconventional things that you can do that are a little bit unique, even if you've cruised before, that you may not have thought of. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Okay, let's get started. Number one, relax by the pool. Now, this is pretty obvious, but you know what? For most of us, when we go on a cruise, we are going on a much needed vacation, and there's nothing more relaxing than just hanging out by the cruise ship pool. Now, you can hang out by the main pool, and if you want like a reggae band or maybe some music that the DJ is playing or just some music overhead, that is a great place to just hang out. You can read a book, you can relax, you can watch what's going on, maybe have a pina colada. But if you'd like a quieter atmosphere, you can also go to the adult pool area. That is so relaxing. Most of the time, there's very little music, maybe something just quiet, and you could really relax without hearing any splashing of any kids, without hearing a band, without any pool games. So super relaxing. If you've been on a cruise before, or even if you haven't, please let me know what you prefer, the adult pool area or the main pool. Number two, the zip lines, the water slides, the cool stuff that is on a cruise ship. Now, I should mention that not every cruise actually has water slides or zip lines or an iFly skydiving simulator. Yes, some cruise ships have this, but some cruise ships do. So one thing that you do want to do is make sure that when you are choosing and booking your cruise, that you are choosing, well, the right ship for you. But if you love all of that stuff, maybe you love going on bumper cars, maybe you want to go on race cars, there are some Norwegian cruise line ships that actually have race cars. And if you go on the Carnival Mardi Gras, you'll actually have a roller coaster at sea. So if you like being active and you are worried that you or maybe your kids or your teens will be bored, then really not to worry, because some cruise ships just have amazing aqua parks, water slides, and more to keep you or them busy. Number three, go to the fitness center or the gym and even consider maybe joining a couple of classes. Now, I have to say, the cruise ship gym is just probably going to be the nicest gym that you've ever seen in your life. The equipment is modern, it's pretty spacious, and most of the time you'll actually have a view of the front of the ship, so that just gorgeous sea view as you're walking or running on the treadmill. It really is motivating. And if you are indulging in the cruise food, it just might make you feel good to maybe do a half an hour workout here and there during your cruise. Now, even if you don't work out regularly, I do have a really good idea. Consider joining in on one of the fitness classes. Now, you can do something, some of them, by the way, I should mention, are included and some have an extra fee, but you can even do the ones that are included, and they really are good. So for instance, you could join in on a stretching class. If you're not somebody who usually works out, this is definitely something that you can still do. And it really is, I would say, even really invigorating. It's a great thing to do. There are also other classes if you want to try something that you've always been wanting to try, but you don't want the commitment of signing up for 10 classes at home. Maybe try Pilates, try spinning, just different classes. One of the nice things about cruising is actually having the opportunity to try new things. So give it a try if this is something you've always wanted to do. Number four, learn a new skill. Now, I really do think cruising gets a little bit of a bad rap, because oftentimes people think of it as only a big party on a cruise ship. And there definitely is that, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if you actually want to learn a new skill, you can do this on a cruise. So whether you want to try watercolor painting, or maybe do a cooking class, or even watch a cooking demonstration, that is something that you could do on a cruise. Other fun and easy activities include learning origami or even napkin folding. Now, if you're feeling a little bit more active, why not join in on one of the ballroom classes? During your cruise, you'll actually have several classes in salsa, merengue, and other type of dances, and really they're a lot of fun, and most of the people in that class will be beginners like you. Now, these are just a few of the things that you'll find on cruise ships, and you'll find the activities in your cruise planner that will be available on most cruise line apps, and as well, you can sometimes request a paper copy from guest services as well. Number 4, go to a wine tasting. Oftentimes on cruise ship sea days, there will be wine tastings, and they're pretty reasonable in price. Sometimes they might be $10 to $25 for a wine tasting, where you can probably try about 6 different types of wine. You'll have food pairings with them as well. It is a really nice thing to do, where you'll actually get some information about the wines, and it really is a nice kind of beginner way, or even if you know something about wines already, you might just enjoy trying a few different wines as well. Number 6, head to the spa and get a massage or other treatment. Now, if you're in need of some rejuvenation, some self-care, some pampering, there is absolutely nothing better to do on a sea day than to be pampered at the spa. Now, you can either go and get maybe a couples massage or any other type of treatment, but another thing that you can do if you don't want to actually do the massage, but you still kind of want that spa day, is you can actually book in some of the adult areas and some of these sort of spa areas, maybe even the thermal spa. Now, on Princess, you have the Sanctuary. On other cruise ships, you'll have really nice thermal spas that you can book, sometimes even for the entire week. Number 7, catch a movie or even a matinee on a sea day. So you could either take in a movie at one of the lounges, they sometimes have that, or even in the cruise ship theater. So again, make sure that you do look on your planner, but as well, oftentimes in the pool area, you'll have a big screen and you can actually catch a movie during the day if you really like that. Now, something else that you can do is on some cruise ships, especially those mega ships like Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas class, well, they're going to have these great Broadway shows, and oftentimes to accommodate everybody, they'll have some shows that actually play during the day. So make sure to check that out. Number 8, join contests and games that are held around the cruise ship. Now, these can be so much fun. So whether you're hanging around by the pool and maybe you decide to join like a belly flop contest or a volleyball game or a sexy leg contest or anything like that, or you prefer some of the other games and activities, there will be some line dancing both at the pool deck as well as oftentimes like in the atrium area. And you can even join some contests that are held in the shops. It's actually a great way to even win some prizes. Now, I have a fun video that I'll leave at the end of this one with some tips on how to get some cruise freebies. Number 9, attend a port talk. Now, this is especially useful if this is your first cruise, whether it's to the Caribbean or elsewhere, or if you're heading somewhere that you've really never been before. Now, oftentimes these port talks are held in the cruise ship theater or one of the other lounges. And basically what will happen is the cruise ship staff will give you some information on what there is to do in the cruise port, the culture, and some of the best things to buy. So yes, you will find that these port talks are sometimes also port shopping talks. So you may or may not like that, but I do think, especially if it's your first cruise or your first time going to those cruise ports, that there is some useful information. Number 10, attend a guest lecture. Now, these are really interesting, especially if you don't want to spend all day in the sun or you're not into like those activities like the ziplines and things like that. There are really interesting speakers that come on as guests on cruise ships. Now, sometimes you can hear the captain talk. I personally really like that when I see that the captain is speaking. It's very interesting, and they'll do a Q&A. But you can also have guest speakers that could be anybody from authors and actors to even astronauts and race car drivers. Number 11, trivia. Now, if you are a trivia buff, you will absolutely love cruise ship trivia. I have to say, this is one of the most popular activities on a cruise ship. Now, oftentimes on sea days or even on port days, this is held in the morning time, but sometimes on sea days, you'll find this in the afternoon as well. It'll be about all different topics, and this is something you definitely want to check out. Number 12, bingo. Now, I have to say, before I started cruising, I did not know that bingo was so popular, but on a cruise, this remains an incredibly popular activity to do. People are absolutely hooked on bingo. I'm personally not a bingo player. I've never gone, but I know people absolutely love it. So please let me know in the comments if this is something you like and if this is something that you've joined or will join on a cruise ship. Now I have a really fun and different one coming up in just a few minutes, but I did want to go over some of the more popular things to do on sea days before we get to that one. Shop till you drop. Now, of course, you don't want to drop, don't spend too much money on a cruise, but there are duty-free shops and it can really be worth it. And it certainly is a lot of fun. So whether you're looking for souvenirs for people back home or maybe for some jewelry pieces, I've actually found the jewelry to be overall very well priced. You'll even find some sales on cruise ships. So you do want to know your prices, but if you're interested in watches and jewelry and that kind of thing, you can find that on a cruise ship. And there are, of course, some of the other things, even like liquor on a cruise, that might be worth it for you. Now, a little tip, usually on the last sea day, you'll have a little bit of an outlet sale where there will be a lot of specials. So if you're looking for souvenirs and you're not sure what to buy, wait until that day to buy things for the people back home. Number 14. Now, this is a little bit of a controversial one because some people love it and some people think it's an absolute waste of time, an absolute waste of money, and that is the art auction. Now, personally, I like art auctions. I probably go to them a little bit more when there's a rainy day, and I haven't actually bought any art on a cruise. Anyway, that's a story for another day, but the art auctions are a great place to get free champagne sometimes if you want to go to the champagne art auction, but you can also learn a lot about the different artists, a lot about art. If you are an art collector, this can be a lot of fun on a sea day. Number 15, spend your time in the casino. Now, something that a lot of new cruisers don't realize is that when your cruise ship is docked in port, the casino won't be open. So one of the only times that you can go to the casino is, of course, the evenings, but is also those sea days. So if you're a casino player, well, enjoy your day in the casino and good luck. Number 16, take photos. Now, you could either take photos on your own, and honestly, whether they're for Instagram or they're for frames at home or a photo album or just for the memories, they are absolutely worth it. And honestly, they are going to be so gorgeous with the wake in the background or some of the beautiful areas on a cruise ship. It is a great place to take photos. But as well, you can even book the cruise ship photographer and you can have a family photo session or a couple photo session, and you might find that it's well worth the money. Number 17, traditional cruise games. Now, we've all heard the stories of people in the past going on cruises and all there was to do was play shuffleboard. But you know what? Shuffleboard can be a lot of fun. So on cruises, we sometimes play shuffleboard, and other things that we play are table tennis or ping pong. Let me know what you call it. I always call it ping pong, but I think it might be called table tennis. And don't forget to take in a game of mini golf. Number 18, enjoy your drink package. Yes, if you have a drink package, you can get several drinks all day. And I'm not telling you to go drink and be drunk the entire day, but you can actually try so many different drinks in all of the different bars. So why not spend the day on a sea day? You're not driving, and go and check out some of the bars. Try some of the drinks that you would not usually try if you had to pay for each one individually. Number 18, go on your own cruise ship art tour. Now, this can surprise a lot of people when they go on their first cruise because cruise ships are absolutely beautiful. And many cruise ships have their own art collection, and these collections can be pretty expensive. So you can tour your ship from bottom to top or top to bottom, go in every hallway, go in the stairwells, and check out the different art on display, from paintings to sculptures. There are usually some plaques explaining the different pieces of art, and if you're looking for something different and you want to get out of the sun, this is something really fun to do. Number 19, make your own cruise ship food tour. Now, this is the one that I was talking about earlier on in this video that people don't really talk about, but cruise food is really good. And before you say it's really gluttonous, think about if you went to a city. Wouldn't you consider doing a city food tour, like a Boston food tour or a Barcelona food tour? Cruise ships have amazing food, so why not take advantage of that sea day and do a cruise ship food tour? Now, we've done this in the past where we were on the Regal Princess and we decided to do a Regal Princess food tour. So what we did is we started off with the British pub lunch, and we had some prawns and chips and some fish and chips, but we didn't eat dessert there. What we did later is we went just about an hour later or so, and we went to the main dining room for lunch. Now, for lunch, they were serving potato latkes. So we went and we had some potato latkes for lunch. Now, again, we didn't stay for dessert, but then what we did is we went back at 3 o'clock And we had some afternoon tea in the main dining room. Now on Princess, there is an afternoon tea that is free of charge in the main dining room, although there is another afternoon tea that is a little bit more personalized and there is an extra charge. So in any case, we had our afternoon tea in the main dining room. We had some scones and jams and cream and some little party sandwiches and some tea fours, and it was really, really nice. Now I have to say, we were full after that, so we definitely didn't continue the food tour until we headed to the main dining room later on for dinner. Oop. Number 20. Now this is something you could only do on a cruise, and that is hang out on your own private balcony and watch the sea pass you by. It is so relaxing, whether you have a coffee, a glass of wine, maybe read a book, chat with your loved one, or just sit by yourself and relax. Especially if you've had a port-intensive itinerary, this is a great thing to do on a sea day. And if you don't have a balcony cabin, not to worry, head out to the promenade deck or one of the other locations on the ship and still take in that sea view. So I hope this video gave you some ideas of what you can do on a cruise ship sea day, and definitely not be bored, whether you like to relax or you like fun and exciting things to do. Now I am going to leave a video right at the end of this one. It's all about the cruise ship freebies that you can find on a cruise that I think you're really going to enjoy. Now if you did like this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now. Happy cruising.